What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Kings related podcast, wherever you may be. And oh boy, down to the wire and in a wild one, down in Big D, the, the Sacramento Kings and the Dallas Mavericks needed 5 extra more minutes to decide this ball game tonight. Riding the hot hand of DeRozan, who had the go-ahead bucket to send this game into overtime, and he had the game-winning bucket for the Kings with, I believe it was 1.6 seconds left in overtime, and the Sacramento Kings somehow, someway found a way to come away with this win, 129 to 128 on this Monday evening down in Dallas. And I'm gonna start off with the positive things about this game, and we'll get into the not so great, because there was the good, the bad, and the ugly from this game tonight. But I'm a positive person, and we're gonna start positive in this game. And first, I just said his name, DeMar DeRozan couldn't miss and in this game. The veteran Lito on this team. Now that De'Aaron Fox is not on this team, DeMar DeRozan, he is the closer on this team, and the veteran. He kept this Kings team in the game by himself in this first half. For the Kings in that first half, it was just sloppy, and we'll get more on that as we continue on in this recap. But despite the Kings' inability to literally hold on to the ball in this game, it was more the same from DeRozan after halftime. With DeRozan, he finished with a season high of 42 points in this game. 38 minutes of action, 42 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 15 of 22 in this game, 4 of 6 from 3, and he was perfect from the free throw line in this game. And he had the best plus minus of anyone on the Kings roster tonight. And second, Malik Monk, a quiet night for most of this game for Malik, but Malik saved his best for overtime. He had the first 8 points of this game. He had a big rebound and put back in overtime to tie the game after Sabonis. I believe it was Sabonis who missed a free throw. Malik Monk got the rebound, went back up, and put it in the bucket. And despite the struggles from Malik Monk, he led the team with 8 assists in this game, 42 minutes, because now Malik Monk, since the trade, offensively, He struggled here offensively because he's now he's like the point guard of this team because the Kings don't have a true point guard on this team. But Monk, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists in this game. Also had a block on Kyrie Irving in this game. Monk, 3 of 4 from the free throw line in this game. And today it was announced that Kyrie Irving would be the injury replacement in the All-Star game for Anthony Davis. And what does Sabonis do? It's another head scratcher by the NBA because if you look at the numbers DeMontis Sabonis has put up this season, he is an all-star. But he'll be spinning his all-star break, getting that much-needed rest, and with his family. And it's unbelievable how DeMontis Sabonis is not an all-star this year. And the guy who got that replacement on, Sabonis came out with the win. And DeMontis Sabonis, just brilliant here tonight. 16 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists for the big man. And we saw something for the first time tonight. And it was that double big lineup with both Sabonis and Valanciunas on the floor at the same time. When Dallas was going small, went small, because Daniel Gafford left this game in the first half with an injury. But that's how the Kings really got back in this game after that really sloppy first half. Couldn't hold on to the ball. I think that double big lineup really helped this team tonight, seeing JV and Sabonis on the floor at the same time. Keegan Murray, in this first half, Keegan Murray, 0 shot attempts in the first half. Much different Keegan Murray in the second half. He didn't put up a single shot. And last time I checked, I don't believe his teammates even passed him the ball in that first half. But he came out looking to score in that second half, hitting the Mavs for all 11 of his points in the third quarter. And the Kings, they have a lot of scoring options right now. And now Keegan's like the 4th or 5th option on this team now. But they need Keegan Murray more involved going forward. So next, Zach LaVine. Even though Zach LaVine only had 17 points in this game, but I loved his passing in this game. He ended up with I believe it was 4 assists in this game and 4 rebounds. He also had a steal. I thought this was his best game passing wise since becoming a Sacramento King. So I really love that. Again, 17 points. Not a great shooting night, 8 of 18 from the field, but I like how he was got involved other ways, especially passing the basketball in this game tonight. And the combo off the bench, Valanciunas, Keon Ellis were big off the Kings bench in this game tonight. They were fun. Valanciunas, he scores off the rebounds and putbacks. Ellis just causes absolute chaos on the defensive end. And he can hit threes as well. So Jonas Valanciunas, 13 points tonight, 8 rebounds, but he did foul out in regulation, so he wasn't on that floor for overtime. And Keon Ellis, 8 points, and he also grabbed 6 rebounds in this game. Just absolutely incredible for those two men off the bench. But DeMar DeRozan. He was the hero tonight. He had the bucket to send this game into overtime. He had the game-winning bucket with 1.6 seconds left in overtime. But Malik Monk, a block on Kyrie Irving, he had a huge dunk. He had an offensive rebound off a missed free throw in that overtime session. And he had a layup in overtime. And then he drew a charge there right before the clock was going to expire to end this game. Just absolutely. And you know what Malik means in Arabic? King. So just a great night for Malik Monk, even though he's struggled here offensively since the trade of Fox to San Antonio. But those were the good for the Kings. The bad from the Sacramento Kings in this game. I thought the first half for the Kings was, how do I put this nicely? I thought the first half of basketball from the Sacramento Kings was sloppy. Absolute sloppy. They had 12 turnovers in this game. Keegan Murray, again, 0 shot attempts in that first half. They had an 8-point deficit at one time. And if it wasn't for DeMar DeRozan, who couldn't miss, he had 22 points in that first half. And again, the game was tied at 61 at halftime. Despite all the things that went wrong for Sacramento, and a lot of the turnovers by the Kings were bad turnovers. They were just ugly turnovers. And overall, in this game, the Kings had, just looking here, they had 22 turnovers. The Dallas Mavericks had 36 points off those turnovers. Not great. And the Kings, like you don't win games in the NBA and you have that many turnovers, and your opposing team, they scored 36 points. And the Dallas Mavericks had 128 points. Just absolutely. You gotta clean that up. And again, you got 3 new guys who you're trying to incorporate into your offense, and you're learning each other on the fly because there is no practice time. But just and like you don't win games like that on most nights. So, and with the 36 points off those 22 turnovers for the Kings, I'd say 28% of the Mavericks' points coming off Sacramento's mistakes. Just absolutely insane. And Zach LaVine, he had 5 turnovers. Valanciunas had 4. So not a great stat for like your guards. Sabonis had 3 turnovers. And Malik Monk also had 4 turnovers in this game. So not great at all. After in that first quarter, the Mavericks outscored the Kings 35-27. But the Kings came back, won the second quarter, 34-26. And despite all that, what I just mentioned, this game was tied at 61 at halftime, with all the mistakes that the Kings were doing in that first half. Just incredible in this game. And also another disparate stat, the Sacramento Kings at the free throw line. I thought early in the game, I don't think the whistle was getting blown for the Kings in this game. And without De'Aaron Fox, who was on this team anymore, you don't have that player that could drive that ball into the paint to get that whistle. And Sacramento not getting that whistle tonight in this game, even though the Mavericks shot 24 free throws. The Kings 19 in this game. And the Kings actually shot better from the free throw line over Dallas at 73%. Overall from the field, the Kings outshot Dallas from the field 55% to 51. They demolished the Mavericks on the boards 50-33 in this game. But again, you gotta take care of the ball. You can't be sloppy with the basketball game. 36 points off the Kings' 22 turnovers. Can't have that. You're not gonna win in the NBA when you turn the ball over that much and your opponent scores that many points off them. But fortunately, you won this game 2-9. But this is a hell of a win for the Sacramento Kings. And it's also important if you look at the standings in the Western Conference and how congested that play-in picture is, because the Kings are now 2-0 over the Mavericks with 1 meeting left. The Kings, they own the tiebreaker over the Mavericks. If the Mavericks and the Kings are tied, the Kings would have the tiebreaker over the Mavericks if somehow they are tied here later in the season. So this is a really, really good win, despite the sloppiness of the Kings in this game, as they beat the Mavericks in overtime behind DeRozan being the hero and Malik Monk. I want to mention a special shout out to Malik Monk in this game, who saved his best for overtime as they beat the Mavericks by 129-128 on this Monday evening. And now we'll just look at some of the other scores around the NBA on this Monday evening. Let's go to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where San Antonio gets a 10-point win over Wizards. And De'Aaron Fox shot 18 free throws in that game. There was no chance in hell he shot 18 free throws if he was still in Sacramento. He's on a new team. All of a sudden, he's getting the whistle. So I'm a little upset with that. But the Atlanta Hawks, they beat the Orlando Magic in the Magic Kingdom on this Monday evening. The Boston Celtics take care of the Miami Heat down in South Beach. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they keep rolling as they blow out the New Orleans Pelicans, who are now dropped 9 games in a row. And that's the Kings' next opponent for these next 2 games before the All-Star break. The Denver Nuggets, they blow out the Portland Trailblazers in Denver. Then you got the Golden State Warriors, 2-0 in the Jimmy Butler era as they beat the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. And then you got the Brooklyn Nets beating the Charlotte Hornets in Brooklyn on this Monday. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers, the best team in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion, they take care of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And right now, the Luka Doncic making his debut. And right now, in the third quarter, the Lakers are taking care. They are wiping the floor with the Jazz as they are up big in that third quarter. In the Luka Doncic making his debut for the Lakers on this Monday evening. But Kings, they win in overtime over the Mavs by 1. They will stay in Dallas tonight. They will fly to New Orleans tomorrow to take on the Pelicans on Wednesday and on Thursday before the All-Star break. And we'll only see Zion Williamson in one of those games because he doesn't play in back-to-backs. On Saturday night, Zion had 40 against the Kings. I want to see the Kings don't allow Zion to drive down the lane like he did relentlessly on Saturday night. Also, that's another big team in New Orleans, and I wonder if Doug Christie and his coaching staff, if we'll see that double big lineup here against the Pelicans of Sabonis and Valanciunas in these 2 games. It should be interesting to see if we see that double big lineup here against the Pelicans before the All-Star break. And one more thing, how is Domantas Sabonis not an All-Star? Make it make sense, please, because he is an All-Star, putting up All-Star numbers. So, thanks for tuning in to this recap of the Kings overtime clutch win. Thanks to DeRozan and Malik Monk. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you're listening on your preferred audio platform, Apple, Spotify, hit that follow button, rate 5 stars, and also leave a nice little review. Be much appreciated. And we're also available wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you Wednesday following Kings Pelicans for another recap. Go Kings and light the beam.